Hey guys, and welcome to this edition of Scruff's Garage. So today in the shop I have my 97 Jeep Wrangler. I'm doing a lot of maintenance work here on the front end. The day that I bought this, I was actually driving home from buying it, and out on the highway I hit a big bump in a construction zone and it went into death wobble. And if you've ever been in a Jeep with death wobble, that's an experience you won't soon forget. Since I have plans to add a lift kit and bigger tires and that sort of thing, I need to get the death wobble sorted out before I add in a lift kit, because that's only going to make things that much worse. So to do that, I'm going to use this kit from Dorman products. They call it their steering wobble kit. It is designed with lifted Jeeps in mind. We'll talk about how some of the components are different than the stock components, and will specifically work for lifted Jeeps and help to eliminate the death wobble condition. A couple of nice things about this kit that I'll call out just here in the intro. Number one, it's a kit with everything in it. So if any one component of your steering linkage is worn out, most likely other components are worn out as well. And so instead of chasing yourself trying to replace one thing at a time, my approach is going to be to replace everything as a unit together. That way I know everything is new. So this kit includes new upper and lower ball joints, all of your drag links, all of your tie rod ends, all the way through. It also includes a new track bar and new sway bar end links. So a couple of key improvements on the track bar, for example. So we're over here at the Jeep. Let's take a look at the front end for just a second. And so you can see the stock track bar. In my opinion, that worn track bar is probably the key component that contributes to death wobble. The track bar's job is to keep the front axle centered under the Jeep. Death wobble is an uncontrolled oscillation of the body of the Jeep relative to the axle. Sometimes that comes from the track bar being loose or that worn bushing on that end, but most likely this ball joint style end here at the frame, once that becomes worn, there becomes play in there and allows uncontrolled movement, and that contributes to the oscillation that then escalates into death wobble. Add in other worn steering components in the steering linkage itself, in the ball joints, in the end links. All of this is designed to work as a system. Once that movement starts, it's difficult to get it back under control. So I'll show you on the Dorman unit, but it converts from this ball joint style end here at the frame to a bushing style end like is here at the axle. That eliminates the play and movement that you often get as this joint wears. So their kit includes this bracketry that goes at the frame end, and it's what allows you to convert this to the bushing style end. The other nice thing about this kit is designed with knowing that you're going to have a lifted Jeep. So some of the components are designed with adjustability. So for one, the track bar, if you lift your Jeep, you need a longer track bar. So this is in addition to the modification here, also an adjustable length track bar. And this style adjustment is nice because you don't have to take the track bar down to adjust the length. This often works like your steering linkage. As you twist this one way or the other, it will either shorten or lengthen the track bar. So that's just nice. It's an ease of adjustment in getting the length of the track bar set when you do a lift kit. The other thing, things like your sway bar end links. Obviously, if you have a lift, you need longer sway bar end links. So these are an adjustable length style and also the quick disconnect style. So it's just nice that these components were designed with a lifted Jeep in mind. Otherwise, you end up throwing away some of this stuff the moment that you put a lift on. All of the components are their heavy duty, their RD series. Most if not all of them are greasable. So if you're in the mud and water quite a bit, it's nice to be able to service some of the wear components. One other key thing I'll call out, and compliments again to Dorman, they give you this nice full color printed set of instructions. Not only is it written in English, it has nice full color diagrams with things that are labeled, nice parts diagram, All of the components have a clear label on it as to their part number, so you know which component is which, and was written by somebody that speaks English and includes torque specs as well. So really nice set of instructions that are handy as you go through the installation. Okay, so fast forward into the future. Actually, it's several months into the future. As you can see, all of the front steering linkage has been replaced, the ball joints, track bar, all of those components. And then also the suspension has been replaced. So I've got the lift kit, tires and wheels, all of that sort of thing. All of it's finished, and I've been driving it for a couple of months now. So the most important question that we're talking about today, did it take care of the death wobble, and how does it handle on the highway now that it's lifted? So with a resounding yes, it absolutely took care of the death wobble. I drove it after replacing all the steering components before I put the lift kit on it, just to make sure that was sorted out, and it took care of everything. There was no more death wobble. And now, of course, with the lift kit installed, it handles great with that as well. There's a section of highway that I take. They have a lot of construction going on, and I've hit bumps at 60, 65 miles an hour, and there's absolutely no shimmy in the front end, which just gives you a lot more confidence. If you're going to take out on the highway, you're not worried about hitting a bump and running into death wobble. So it just makes it more fun to drive. If you're interested in seeing any of these components installed, I broke up the videos into a multi-part series. I think it makes it a little bit easier to watch, so you don't have to sit through a half-hour video just to see one piece of it that you might be interested in. So be sure to check out those videos if there's something here that you want to see. As always, if you have questions, feel free to post those down below. I'll answer anything that I can. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Scruff's Garage. I'll see you next time.